All right. Hi. I'm Brendan. Hi. I look a little weird. I did a full drag look last night. I say look. It was like 40 looks that I did because I couldn't choose which hair to wear, and also all of my outfits are either green or blue, and my green screen is green or blue, and so I was constantly having to flip my green screen around and couldn't make a choice about what I was gonna wear. So I have makeup on from last night, so I have like this smoky eye situation, which is cute. Okay. So I really wanted to share this game that I'm going to be jumping into for the very first time. This is called The Longing. And I love weird games, right? I love weird stuff. I love weird experiences. I like when something comes along that catches me off guard. This is doing all those things. This is really cool. So, I don't want to give anything away. This game is 400 days long. And it's all about how you fill those 400 days. These are real-time days. So I'm excited to see what the pacing of a game that's supposed to take 400 real-time days is like. I'm fairly certain that it's set up to the Switch's internal clock. So like if I don't play for 3 days, it will actually be 3 days later in game. Wow. My powers have faded. All I have left is you, my faithful shade. All I ask of you is to wait and never to leave these caves. Oh. I shall now sleep for 400 days to gather my remaining strength. Wake me when the time has come to end all fear and longing. So much. Okay. The timer has started. It is real time. It is counting down the actual seconds. So this is my home, a nice place to spend the next 400 days waiting. My name is A Shade. Let's do blue. I don't have that color. It shouldn't be too hard to find it in these caves. Oh. Well, it looks like... what do I have? I've got black. What? Nothing better than resting the weary body on a comforting armchair. I can read a book or sit and stare. I'm going to opt to sit and stare. And the time keeps counting down. Man. Alright, let's go see what this hole in this wall is. The king warned me I should never leave these caves. I wonder exactly what he meant by that. Okay. So it seems like it does have kind of a point and click feel to it. I can make different kinds of fire if I have different supplies. I really like crafting in games. It lets you go to the far extreme of a room, even if there isn't anything there to do. It looks like my book collection is going to get greater. I'm fairly certain if I jump into this armchair again and say to read a book, yeah. So it gives me the ability to choose different books. Is it really? Holy Nikes. It's all of Moby Dick? I could actually read all of Moby Dick in-game. Oh my gosh. All right. So there's a lot there with that. Holy, okay. I mean, the game is supposed to take 400 real-time days to play, so why not read all of Moby Dick in-game? Holy. Alright, so my little house is right next to the king. And he's frozen. I think the king will allow me to explore his vast realm, but I better remember the way back. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to remember and see if everything is all right. Okay. So there's an exploration part of this game. The only instruction I was given was not to leave the king. Or not to leave the caves. So I think as long as I can abide by that, there's no need to hurry. I have plenty of time to walk. Oh my gosh. Like I had seen the announcement about this game, and it is counting down 400 days in real time. Wild. I really like these stairs. Yeah, I mean you should like them. It's all I can do. The controls are pretty easy to follow. Like, there'll be an arrow on screen that shows the direction I'm going. And if I hold that on the joystick, then it'll, like, go that way. And there really is no rush. What I want to do is I want to find some more materials. Why did I go here? Wow. It kind of gives me the feeling of, like, it's kind of like one part tech demo being like, what if we did? You know, what if we did create a game that was 400 in-game days long? And it said I shouldn't leave the caves, which leads me to believe that there's going to be... Oh, I see something on the ground. I'm going to pick it up. It is coal. Keep you safe, my little brother. I'm both easily impressed, and I love this like hand-drawn art style. Like all the stairs are drawn by hand. All these little sceneries are I feel like it's gonna get more diverse. I feel like a Metroidvania, but like super slow. Alright. Can I... This door hasn't opened in a long time. It might take a while. So my Joy-Cons are like shaking like crazy right now. Like the door is taking... I see it. It's moving. Oh, wow. Oh, it is steadily opening up. This is so weird. Ugh, game, why are you so weird? It's so weird. I have to wait till it's fully open. Wow. This is really neat. This seems like a great place to be lonely. I better remember the way. Yeah, I will get lost. If you've seen any of the other live streams I've done, like, I get lost really easily. Okay, I can't go that way. That step is too high or has dropped. So I have to go up and around. Man, he moves so slow. Oh my gosh, this is going to be like my new favorite thing. Oh, another thing. More coal? I now have 2 coal. Yeah, it showed that, like, if I have coal, I can do some drawings back in my room. And I just want to see what kind of supplies I can actually find in this place. Pick up. Now I have 3 coal. 4 coal. 5 coal. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a good resource finding game. Like, stuff is just dropping out of the ceiling. It's so weird. I've never even thought a game like this could exist where it's all about just kind of like waiting for a prolonged amount of time. I'm going to get really lost playing this game. I already know. I'm looking for something in these caves. I'm just not sure what. Oh, gosh. It said pick up. Another coal. Okay. This is definitely going to be paced out differently than, like, the new Pokemon Snap game coming out. Okay. So, as you can see, the counter on the top of the screen is counting down in real time the 400 days until the master wakes up. The cave here is warm and beautiful. Weird. More coal. It is like a weirdly slow-paced Metroidvania. But, like, if I get lost, so what? Oh, clay. Now I can color my paintings red. Loneliness is real. Okay, I'm really happy with this game. I'm really happy with how offbeat it is already. Oh. Secret? Okay, was not expecting to move into the background. That is so interesting. And what is this thing? A part of my instrument. If I gather all of them, I'll be able to make some music at home. I now have 2 instrument parts. Cool. I did post in the notes that my cat is, like, running around like absolute insanity right now. So if he, like, comes crashing into screen, I'll try not to shriek, I guess. Weird. Gosh, if this came out at the beginning of quarantine, I would have been set. Okay, so it looks like I can My only instruction was I do not leave the caves. Plural. Splish, splash. Neat. The music's really soothing. I will put that out there. Like finding, like, ooh, inspect moss. Okay. There is moss growing here, but it's not ready to be harvested yet. Okay. I have another piece of coal. Door. Oh, it's another gateway in the cave. I am going to get so lost in this game. Already in just navigating, like, just free navigating into the caves. And it did warn me, too. It said, like, there's moss growing, but it isn't ready to be harvested yet. Given that this game is meant to take 400 IRL real-life days, that moss is going to grow. And I'll be able to do stuff with it. Yeah. Man, harvesting moss is going to be a thing. Okay. Usually I'm worried about, like not being exciting or not being entertaining. Like, especially streaming. It's like you want to have, like, an exciting experience. And I'm like, that's kind of not the point. It really does feel like it is kind of like a crafting based system that I'm looking for materials to be able to make things. That's the door I came in. I'm just gonna go until I can't go anymore, and then try to backtrack. Okay, all the moss is kind of in the same place. All right, and here's a place where I can't go any further. This. Oh. I can climb. I think I'm making if I wait for a friendly droplet to fill up this pit. It might take a month. Oh. So a real in-game month. It's going to take for that to fill up to have enough water in it. This is fascinating. This is, like, really interesting. More coal. I think I've established that the base material to kind of start is coal. Eventually, I'll find my way back to my house. But I still want to, I kind of want to spiderweb out and, like, explore and see what's around. So I'm going to keep going. Alright. So moss has to grow. The water is not deep enough to drown myself in. Wow, okay. And then we're at the end of this room. Okay. The music is really, really great. Like, environmental, like, I know that I'm in a cave. The whole thing takes place in a cave. This hand-drawn art, I wouldn't be surprised if every single room and area that you explore in this game has different original art that's built into it. Yeah, they're not lying. It is 400 days until my master wakes up, and I have to, like, figure out how to fill that time. Interesting. Alright, so none of this moss is ready. Those are the stairs that I came in. Let me see if I can go up this way. There is a door, which there was kind of a level I could see, but I couldn't get to before. We had a door and a little bridge, another door. So I think that this is going to lead there. Yep. Yeah. I think the pacing of the walking indicates kind of a pacing for how you're meant to take the game too. You're not This isn't a game where you rush around and try to find everything as fast as possible. It's something that I do on my Animal Crossing island, is that you make it slow. I have never understood life. Wow. There's something that's really introspective about taking time to do things. Doing things one thing at a time is something that I've really learned to cherish, as someone who has spent so much time. Sometimes I just want to stop walking and just sit down to think. Can I do that? Okay. I just hit the button to walk to a random place. So I'm not even in control right now. It's just doing its own thing. Gosh, this is like... It is like a kind of an idle game where it just does its own thing if you want it to. So I can actively explore, or I could just have the game explore for me and just like walk me around. I am utterly fascinated by this whole thing. Oh, is this part of my musical instrument? It's white. The other ones were white. Pick up. Ooh, paper. I have 5 more books at home. If you're just watching for the first little bit here, so in my house there was a copy of Moby Dick by Herman Melville, and it is the entirety of the book. So you can actually spend your 400 in-game days just reading books. I love that. I love reading. I love the idea of reading. All right. Where? Okay, there's some more loose paper here. Looks like there might be some more coal. Okay, some more paper for my art studio. And I have lots of coal so I can do black. And I got 1 piece of clay so I can do a red drawing. What a fascinating, beautifully drawn game. Oh, give me that coal. Like, look at me literally figuring out how to rush to get stuff. Alright. There are, like, all these areas with lots of branch paths, lots of doors. From time to time, solitude can be a good thing. Hear that? it just like gets darker and darker. Oh, there's drawings on this. Investigate. These carvings seem to show a rather crude map of the kingdom. It would take some time to decipher it. It would take some time to decipher it. Interesting. Oh. This is so odd and calming, and like, I think that this discoverability is something that a lot of people look for when they pick up a game, right? Is that you're looking for ways that you can personalize the experience. You can learn things. You can feel smart by solving a puzzle. You can be a hero in a combat. Like, people look for ways to personalize. The stairs should lead to the caves beyond the earthen palace. I don't think King would like if I ventured out there. Okay. So I'm going to take the advice of the king, and I am not going to leave the caves. I think that there is definitely going to be a point when I'm going to want to. There's going to be something that is pulling me outward, where I have to make that kind of choice. Do I stay or do I go? Do I leave the caves and disobey the king? It was the one thing he told me. He said, I'm going to sleep for 400 years, or 400 days, sorry. And then I will be awakened. It said it's going to take some time to decipher this map. It would take some time to decipher it. Okay. It's good to know that there is a map here. Oh, can I hit remember? Will that do something? Maybe not. Interesting. Oh, there's a door on the other side. Okay. So there's some exploration. It is like a walking simulator, where you're going from place to place. I always try to like find that thing that boosts my speed as fast as possible when I'm playing a game. They might have something like this, like that in this game, but they might not. They might just be like, nope. I'm gonna have to draw out this whole map, aren't I? I'm just walking through right now trying to find materials. Kind of first experience playing with this game. It's called The Longing. Oh. Yeah, I definitely have to draw out this map, or I'm going to get extremely lost over and over and over and over again. Okay, so this is that first. Yeah, that's the door that I open that goes back to the king. So at least I know I'm close back to my house, and I can go and drop off my supplies there. I can see what new books I have to read. I got 5 new books that I found, and they're like full-ass books. It's like, I will totally sit down and like do some reading. Okay, what's this? This looks new. Chalk. The treasure is behind a nearly impenetrable window of crystal glass. Not that I can make much use of it anyway. Interesting. Yeah, whenever I open this up, it looks like I've got like special items I'll be able to access from time to time to be able to do things. It looks like one of those items might be the Matic, which looks like some kind of pickaxe. Wow. It's not even that there's branching paths. It's the amount of branching paths that there are. I wonder how big these caves really are. Yeah, same. Big same. Absolutely enraptured. Fascinated by what a game looks like that takes 400 days to play. And Lord knows I've got the interest and the time. I'm curious to see if it is real time. If I go a month and not play, will that little bit be filled up with water? Okay, so there's some kind of stalagmite here. Jump. This jump is too exciting for my taste. I better wait for that stalactite to come down first. I guess it could happen in a week. Interesting. You know, when I'm at work, I could just put on the idle walking mode and it could just like explore for me. Gosh, it would be so distracting just having this running in the background while I'm working. It's just gorgeously drawn. I love hand-drawn environments. I love seeing artists like in like different mediums. More paper. Okay. So I've got stuff to draw with. If I go back to my house, then I have like the essentials to draw like with black, red, and white now. I would love to see if I can get a few more supplies or books, something. I don't like the change in music in this little area. I don't like how narrow this cave is either. I wish I had someone to talk to, but I can still talk to myself after all. I just need to sit down for a while and sort out my thoughts. It keeps saying that. It keeps saying that he wants to sit down. More coal. Okay. Wow. It is really, really lovely. I don't know, maybe this game is too boring for some people. This is definitely my kind of vibe. Especially with no enemies. I don't like enemies in games. I play like a ton of Zelda games. I play a ton of different kinds of games. Wow, there's like in the upper bar at the top corner of the screen, there's a picture of a candle, a picture of a piano, and an ear that's listening. So it looks like that there's different skills that I'll unlock. Jump. There's moss growing down there. I better wait till it's enough to guarantee a safe landing. It'll take about 2 weeks. this is one. This is going to be an interesting game to revisit. A lot of the games that I've been streaming and kind of talking about when we're kind of looking at tropes in video games have involved kind of short bursts, right? Like I like to get in and out of a game. Like I'll play something for an hour before wanting to jump into something else. But this is one where the duration of the amount of time between playing is going to unlock and open new things. That's exciting. I obviously was a big fan of Myst. Big fan of the King's Quest games. Kind of point and click adventures where it's all about exploring an environment and kind of using your brain to figure out how you can combine different bits together to solve puzzles. Secret exit area. Wow. There are a lot of different branching paths. Oh, and then I'm back here. So it's like there's a kind of a background layer. So there's a main map that we're putting together and we're figuring out like where you go. But then there's kind of like a further background area with different connections into different rooms in different ways. I'm going to stay down here. The lone guardian is patrolling the empty streets. It is. There's something about the amount of emptiness that is kind of familiar. Yeah, I would bet money I could go to that area back there. In the background, I could get there. I am truly alone. Jesus. I just got like full body shudders. Like, this is a lot of gesture. And then we're back here. Okay. So there is like a kind of an interconnected feeling amongst like the different areas. And the pace really does make it so it forces you to like have to look and really take in the environment you're in. And there's secrets. There's secret exits and entrances like through cave walls. And I have, 2 parts of my musical instrument. So that's going to be an exploration thing. Alright, I'm hands off right now. And I'm just going to see where it takes me. I hit the button for back. And so it's walking me back to, I think, the king. Because my little house is like right next to where the king is. I'm his servant. So I think it's going to just bring me back there automatically. So the exploration part of this game, I can go out as far as I want to. Right now I want to go and like see, oh well, like what kind of stuff did I collect? What can I bring back into my little home? I can't believe that the entirety of Moby Dick is in this game. There was a great game for the 3DS that was all public domain books. And I read a lot of those books. It was really a cool feature, something that was different, that just like kind of like lived with my Zelda games and lived with my like Pokemon. Wow. Yeah, and the button that says remember that pops up in here. I'm not sure what that does yet. Ooh, walk to a random place. Oh. Well, that's interesting. I can just hit walk to a random place, and it'll just kind of on its own bring me somewhere. This is definitely a game that would be fun to just put in the background while I'm playing Magic the Gathering, or like watching TV or something. Just like putting this on and just letting him walk, find new things, because I can always click the button to have him walk back home again. I like that there's new areas that open up after different amounts of time. This is going to be a neat one to come back to and revisit. This might be one that I hit up on a weekly basis. Because we have a stalagmite, which is going to drop in a week. Moss is going to grow in 2 weeks, so I can harvest moss, and I can jump down from a very high cliff into an area where there's some moss also. Man, this is just so pretty. And it's epic, like the giant snoring king who's turned into stone. And I just have to kind of figure out how to fill my time. Alright, this is my musical instrument. I'll need to find all 4 parts of this instrument before I can enjoy the pleasure of making music. I currently have 2. Okay, I've got 2 musical instruments. That shelf is going to fill up with books. Alright, so I can choose a color and a motif. And I have 3 different colors to choose from. Gosh, soul, hand, cave, eye, moon, louse. Oh, so I could do with black and white. Oh my gosh, you can combine the colors together. So if I use just black, I can do any of these 9 drawings up here. I can draw myself. I can draw a friend. I can draw father, soul, hand, cave. If I add white to it, there's additional different things I can draw. Eternity. Well. Ladder. Heart. What's it like with just black and red? It's scary, that's for sure. And then all 3 I can combine. Mutant, which is a mushroom. Tragedy, which is a scary clown. Grave, which is like the reflection of the moon on like a red sea. Weeping moon. And then white and red has a whole bunch of different weird. I've got a lot of black. I'm going to do a black and a white. I'm going to do eternity. Oh my gosh, you draw in real time. So the drawing is just happening, right? These are my hands. Hi, hands. So my little servant character is just doing the drawing. This does have a lot of kind of cool idle gaming feels to it. Where, I don't know if you've seen some of the idle games on like iOS. You like hit the button and it just like goes on its own. Interesting. It's really interesting. And then I can hit the X button at any point to like say I don't want to do this drawing anymore. I can pause it to go do something else. I'm gonna kind of stick with it. Stick by and see what's happening. Oh, the cat's here. I warned in the description of this video. The cat was going around like crazy. Hi, baby. Baby friend. I know. I know, you're purring like crazy. You're like all super overstimulated. Can you hear him purring? Nope, you can't. You're not gonna purr loud? You were purring loud? Oh my gosh. Ah! Yeah. Attack cat. Evil panther jaguar. Okay, so there's still some details that are going into this drawing. Ow. Gosh, I knew you were going to be trouble today. I knew it. he's like got his body flat to the ground so I don't pick him up. Time goes by faster in the company of great art. This one deserves a special place on my wall. Move the right stick over a picture and then press A to reposition it. The right stick. Move the right stick. Oh, I've got a cursor. Oh, and I can like move this most anywhere. That's great. Well, that's going to be the first. That's the first painting that I've done in this game. Let's see what books I obtained. I think that's really interesting that there's different books that you can choose from. Oh, that counter just keeps going. One of the things that he said is that he just wanted to sit in his armchair. So I'm going to sit down and read. And let's see what books are available. Read a book. So it looks like I got a poem book. It's 38 pages. My childhood days. From my childhood days, from my childhood days, rings an old song's plaintive tone. Oh, how long the ways, oh, how long the ways I since have gone. What the swallow sang, what the swallow sang, in spring or in autumn warm, does its echoes hang about the farm. When I went away, full coffers and chests were there. Hold on, I can do idle reading? What the heck is idle reading? When I came today, all was bare. Interesting. I feel like I could jump in here. I'm really excited that Moby Dick's here. One of the things that I am actively doing in kind of like the playwriting, the world building side of this project is I am I am researching different public domain works and finding not just tropes but finding real stories that like you can pull, you can explore. This game is utterly fascinating. I'm going to click to walk to a random place. And I'm going to see where it takes me. And then I think that that's going to be the story. Fascinating. This has been a really cool, weird, different kind of experience for our stream. If you've watched, thanks for joining along. This game is called The Longing. It just came out today. Definitely one that I'm going to jump into again to kind of see where it goes, where it takes us. Like even right now on screen, it's taking me somewhere. I'm not even sure where it's going. Just to take me to a random place. This game is 400 days long. That's 400 real days until the king wakes up. And the way that you fill your time when you're waiting is pretty significant. I think that we have all had that experience over the last year of how you fill your time when there's nothing to do, when there's nowhere to go. And sometimes you find yourself in that place of despair where you're just kind of listlessly walking around. You don't really have anything to do or any kind of real direction. Sometimes you feel like you need to be doing something, but sometimes you're just kind of doing that hurry up and wait thing where you want the next thing to happen. I think that there's some really good patience that this game will teach me for sure, because I'm used to things happening and making things happen and doing drag shows and kind of putting together happenings and weird events. This is a cool thing. It's a cool experiment for sure. I will check in on this game again in a couple weeks from now and see what opens up, see what changes happen. Friends, thank you so much for watching. If you like what we do, check us out on YouTube. We're also on Twitch. It's a nice time. Kisses. Baby kiss. Wow.